the character strength is really condensed now. I kind of like this. It's roughly ordered. Akuma is number one in theory, but I think most of the time he's around here. But theoretically, I think he's the best in the game. Guile, you just can't stop Fireball Drive Rush. Sonic Boom Drive Rush is just too much value for one bar, and he gets this Fireball is fast, so much advantage on block. Rashid for the level 2. I do think he's a little bit volatile, but he's so nutty and fast. He creates scrambles. Why is Rashid up there? Level 2. Level 2 is way too good. If he goes into the third round with level 3 and he gets level 2, he's just gonna throw you in the corner, either do big damage or secure the corner, and then do that twice. Yeah, his level 2 is ridiculous. Jury's still really good. I can put her down here also. But all these characters are incredible. Lily is, yeah, I think Lily would be the worst one, but she's stupid good. Cammy, spectacular footsies. Dive kick is random. You can't anti-air it reliably. You have to perfect parry it, I think, is the best option. And if you spend all your time trying to perfect parry her dive kick, and then and then, you know, just footsies are strong, and then she just does a regular jump, you parry too early. She's ridiculous. She's so fast. Her damage is good. She got the low 4 drive rush. Corner pressure is insane. Down heavy punch. Yeah. Empty jump throw. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Chun-Li, I need to see more of her. I'm not sure how significant her nerfs were, but there was a time she was considered the best. And I think she is still really, really strong. Jury is like the embodiment of Street Fighter 6. Amazing crouching medium kick, amazing drive rush. She has an uppercut. She got fireball drive rush. She has an overhead. She got level 2 that can put you into burnout. It does 1 bar of drive gauge when you do the dash, and then if you combo into DI, that's 2, and then she gets pressure after that because she's probably going to put you in the corner. She was considered top 3, I think, when the game first came out, and people just kind of forgot about her. And then she won Capcom Cup. Man, I think Luca's still up there also, but maybe among the lower part of the best characters, but he's still really strong. Ken is up there too, but you gotta like dodge Ken players so they don't complain too much. Nah, bro, he's the worst. He's the worst out of the other 2 Shotos. Shut up. Aki buffs are incredible. Her damage is just her damage is super high. She has the fireball drive rush. She's the only character with fireball drive rush and a command grab. Corner pressure is insane. Light punch lash. Now she gets combos off of it when it counter hits. So it's just, she's crazy now. It kind of makes me think about Bison a little bit. Like, Bison's really good. Suzy Kick is obviously really good, but it's got its faults, and people will learn how to move around it and walk into it so they can punish it on block. He's so one-dimensional that there's not a whole lot you can really mix up in neutral. Why is Jamie still low? I'll get to it. I mean, low doesn't mean bad at all. I still think Jamie is an incredible character. He's super high, but we'll get to it. But Aki, she got the poison, she got the damage, she has a reversal. It's not very good, and she can fireball into the dash to avoid some jump ins, and I think they buffed that as well. So she's really good. She can win tournaments. Her I guess her problem is bufferable normals in mid range. She don't really have that. She got down medium punch, but the recovery is pretty bad, and her fireball is pretty slow on startup, but you can do it from a distance, and they just gotta hold that. And her medium punch is comboing on counter hit, keeps you in range, it's fast, use that as a reversal. Stupid. Blanca is just nutty. Got the level 2. You have to lab out the level 2, and nobody wants to do that, including myself. His down medium punch buffer is incredible. Rainbow Ball is a little gimmicky, but it can be a free way to get in, like no cost, no drive rush. And he's got the jump back dive kick. They nerfed it if you stand up and block it, so that's a big change actually. But the fact that it can be a wake up option that punishes throws in a significant way, he can't be bad. He was borderline broken last season, and now they dialed him back a little bit. It's like, oh, I guess he sucks. No. JP's still really good. He has the problem of defense. Now that his damage off of OD Amnesia isn't as absurd, it's not as bad, but he's still got level 2. He's still got his own level 2 cheatness. He still is able to control the neutral in a way that just doesn't allow your drive gauge to recover, so he dominates in the neutral drive gauge war. He's barely taking any risk to just have contact with your character, so he's just gonna reset your gauge constantly. So he can delay neutral and just get the meter, and then if he has level 2 on top of that, he just sucks the life out of you. And when I started playing again about a month or so ago, when Akuma came out, I didn't want to, like, Ed is the character I didn't want to lab against the most. Like, I don't want to waste time. I don't want to spend time learning how this character works, but he's really good. You've seen the modern Ed do work in that Australia tournament with Tachikawa, I believe. His mid-range, he feels like a better Dawson, but also with cheap offense. Really cheap offense. And this isn't precisely ordered, it's just an approximate, and some of these can be plus or minus, up or down one, up or down 1 by 1, I think. Zangief, I think, is really good now, but really overrated. I think you're a crazy person if you think he's super high. He's still got problems. His anti-air still sucks. His wake-ups still suck. I mean, he's still got perfect parry, but at the end of the day, this is still largely a guessing game, and he punishes you for guessing incorrectly probably better than most characters. Like, if you OD 360 a parry on reaction, you're just gonna melt. The standing heavy punch is great for drive gauge damage. The stand medium kick, yeah, I just cooked up a tier list right quick. Stand medium kick is just gonna also wear down your drive gauge, and they buffed it and then nerfed it ever so slightly. But probably his biggest buff, in my opinion, is the toward medium kick, going over lows and always being safe, and then get a counter hit, you combo off of it. So he has a new party starter. That to me is his biggest buff, and I wasn't even using it when I played him a few weeks ago. I didn't even know about it, but that's probably the best thing about him. The forward medium kick, hop kick. DJ's still good. I mean, he's probably up here somewhere also, and maybe even he can creep up here. He's got OD Fireball Drive Rush. He's got medium, no, not medium, the lights, whatever is a Sobot kick, that's just a single hit. That's still really annoying. He still can do sway into low punish counter. Still does big damage. He's totally fine. But I can see how he's a bit like Bison, where he doesn't have Fireball Drive Rush like Guile or Akuma or Aki. He has to do like OD and then Drive Rush. That costs a lot. I feel like you can Matador against DJ. You can jump back over his fireballs. He can't throw another one until it leaves the screen. And then with Jamie, I can kind of drink there. So you have to let him cook for a little bit, which is not the best thing. But I think patience against DJ is pretty good. But he still has the damage to keep up with it or outpace you. This match with Jamie is crazy. It's like a bad idea to uppercut his Drive Rush, because he just lose 2 bars, drink back to neutral, and then he's back to playing his game. And Jamie, what game does he play? Palm? Lily is still, what did they really change about her? I mean, it's really the system mechanics, I think, right? She has drive reversal on wake up. Drive reversal on wake up is terrible, but there are some characters who benefit from it, mostly the characters who don't have a reversal at all. So it benefits. I mean, notice in this top category, none of these characters need to do drive reversal because they all have reversals, even Ken and Blanca too. Drive reversal, if you have an OD uppercut, I don't see any conveniently good reason why you would use it. You could argue when they're in burnout, it makes it safer, but it's still not your turn. It's still minus, and you just lose 2 bars while they're in burnout. Is that better than doing an uppercut? I guess, right there. But otherwise, like, if you compare the damage of a punished uppercut compared to the damage of a punished drive reversal on block, it's really not that significant. And the point is, you still put them back on the ground, and you do punish counter damage, and you take away more of their meter with that. So drive reversal on wake up is just, it's whack. But it is a buff to Lily, and they nerfed her down heavy punch, so it's easier to whiff punish now. Thank goodness. That was so stupid. You had to like those buttons that you can buffer for extremely high reward, and they have low risk. They're so powerful in this game. That's why I like medium into drive rush for every character. Pretty much every character can do it. That's why it's so good. And Lily had that with down heavy punch, and it was hard to whiff punish it. So it's good that they nerfed that. I don't know what else they buffed with her. Her level 1's quicker. That's good. Oh yeah, she has some new combos now too. So yeah, she has always been kind of, I mean, volatile is the word for it. Kind of touch and go, hit or miss. Like, she either looks amazing or she gets dunked on. She still sucks if you knock her down really early because she doesn't have a reversal. But she's very strong now, I think, and very much a contender. I mean, she's winning tournaments now. Feast or famine, something like that. Beef down, medium punch, yeah. So she's very capable now. Honestly, Ryu's probably up here. Yeah, I think Ryu's a little bit better. And man, I'm just trying to separate it a little bit, because again, the truth is a lot of characters are very, very, very good now. They're all really strong. Even Manon, Jamie, Sim, Ihana, these characters are still really good. But yeah, Lily's doing just fine. And Bison can be like, and Bison and Ryu and Kimberly and even Marissa can, like, you can put all these three together, to be honest, or all these four up here. I'm just trying to get some level of separation. But they're all really good. I don't think they're as good as some of these man, it's hard to define the lower parts. Because once again, everyone's really good. Jibble special tier list. Yeah, I'm trying to make a good one. Usually they're clickbaity, but so Ryu has been buffed significantly. He's very strong, right? But what I'm trying to think, I don't actually know, but what is preventing him from being even up here? You know, he has the Fireball Drive Rush, pretty good one. He's got some good buffers in neutral. He's got buffs to his Hashogeki, so now they're safe, so you can do some poop head things like perfect parry after the Hashogeki, uppercut, or just really silly things. He has everything that would be needed. I think he just needs results. And like, it's just Paladin, right? There's not really many other Ryu players. That's probably his biggest problem, is not many people are representing him. He is very good. He should be somewhere up here. What? Maybe corner carry? He's got some decent corner carry too. Yeah, I really don't know. I think Ryu's really good. He should be up here. But if he gets more results, he's up here. But I don't know. He's good. Yeah, stand heavy punch is good. You know, one thing he doesn't have, you know how Ken has heavy kick, and if it punish counters, he puts you in the corner? Ryu doesn't have something like that that's low cost. I mean, he kind of does. If you have Hashogeki charged and you whiff punish, and then you down medium kick Hashogeki, that gives you a lot of corner carry. You just combo into Tatsu and you save a lot of meter that way. Yeah, he's good. He's very good. Just need to see it happen. You know what his problem is? It's pretty much just Paladin representing him, and Paladin is losing to some of the best players in the world. So if Punk played him, or it's just representation, I think. Kimberly is excellent. If Kimberly has you in the corner, she's up here. Her corner pressure is A+, easily. She's stupid good. You know, her neutral is kind of, you know, I'd actually say her neutral is underestimated. Between the three things, medium kick buffer, jump, or elbow, those three things are just so annoying on their own. Oh, Kusanagi won with War with Ryu? Okay, fine. There you go. There's no reason to play Ryu in this game when Ken Akuma and Luke exist. The biggest thing would be Hashogeki. He gets a lot of good stuff off of that, plus frames, drive gauge damage. You can even use it in neutral. Most Ryu's players don't do that, but you can use it in neutral. If he gets a punish counter, you get some combos. Yeah, he's really good, man. But Kimberly, that's pretty much all there is to it, man. She puts you in the corner, she's up here. If she don't get you there, she's pretty good. She's still really good. My man, fan of your Jamie. Thanks, man. Bison also is probably up here, but he is very weak on Wake Up. His Wake Up is trash. He's worse than Aki. So these are the two characters, Aki and Bison. I compare these two to really get an assessment of Bison. It's still early for Bison. I think the Cycle Mine is the most important part of his game plan. And a little bit the Demon Raid, Demon Flip, Double Reverse, whatever. Working those two are what's going to make this character pop. Just pop it in the oven. Scissor Kick is obviously good. right? But if you just take a few seconds in training mode and a few seconds in the match to block it, you'll be like, oh, I can punish that, and then I get a knockdown, and then he has bad reversals. So, yeah. He is a character that benefits from drive reversal because he doesn't have a uppercut. He has to use level 1. His level 1's pretty slow. If you lap setups against it, you can jab and then you can block it because it's 10 frames, right? 10 frame reversal. But if you, it's like something Sato did against me, which is extremely smart, is walking up into the scissor kick range, and then it's going to be punishable. Okay, that's really all there is to it. And think about the risk of walking up against Bison. You might get hit by the scissor kick, but the scissor kick on a hit without a counter hit, it's not that good. And then you might get hit by medium kick. Who cares? You don't get anything off of punish counter. And then he's got heavy punch. Shoot, I don't want to be in ranked. Heavy punch is 19 frames. This move is essential to his neutral. You have to use it sometimes, but it's going to get counter hit. It's going to get counter hit sometimes, which is really bad. Anytime you get hit with Bison, it's like, oh, here we go. I got to really guess. You can reaction perfect parry heavy punch. Yeah, I don't disagree with that strategy, but it is risky if you're allotting that much to perfect parry this, because that's when you can actually do a scissor kick, or maybe it's pretty good. Because what are you really gonna, if you know your opponent is looking to perfect parry heavy punch, what do you do about it? You just kind of like walk at them, I guess, and then throw them. Walk up, stand light punch. It's not a bad strategy. There's some cautions to it, but it actually is pretty low risk to go for it. Like, I think if you're, which knockdown is it? I think it's the heavy punch bomb. You can do heavy punch overhead. So that hits on the second or third active frame. If it hits on the second active frame, that's not very good. I mean, you can always delay things. But if you look at this setup, that's hitting on the first active frame. So that's pretty easy to perfect parry and react. But if I do the overhead, maybe delay it just a little bit, it's gonna not get perfect parried if they have the same timing. And of course, you can just drive rush and throw them. So if they're looking to parry, and then, you can't, I don't know if you can look to parry, but also check. I don't think you can do that. So it makes the throw a little bit better there. It's not a bad strat. And yeah, his crouching medium punch is spectacular. However, the recovery is not so great. You definitely can't? Yeah, I don't think so. I think you got to choose one or the other. So his down medium punch is excellent, but it's pretty easy to whiff punish. It's not the worst whiff punish in the world. And another problem with Bison is a lot of his drive rushes don't keep you in throw range. The heavy kick can actually gives you too much, +5, so you gotta delay your throw by 1 frame. I don't want to spend too much time on Bison, but what was the other thing? Somebody mentioned, yeah, just down medium punch. One thing is back heavy kick is something you can hit confirm. This, I think, will be pretty good over time. Especially if you have a bomb on them. This is something I haven't seen anybody do yet. But that's really, really, really good. Like, they got the bomb on them, and then, let me see if I can do this. And then if you have level 3, you don't even gotta do anything fancy. Just heavy, Psycho Crusher, and then that's big dookie damage. Is back fist, drive rush, overhead, a true meaty. It's a frame trap. It's not a boomer meaty. But overall, what I think with Bison, also his anti-airs aren't the best. You have to allot a lot of mental energy to do the jump medium punch. Down heavy punch, the forward range on it is terrible. So if they empty jump and you don't reach them with this, that's your butt cheeks. So you gotta be careful. It's exclamation point guides with an S. But yeah, I mean, drive rush jab is good. Drive rush down medium punch is okay, but it's just the distance that he gets pushed away for a lot of these drive rushes. It's hard to make magic out of them. And then another problem is, if you want to extend your offense, you either have to do, like on the knockdown, you either have to do, if you want meterless, you gotta do Psycho Crusher. Or you can do a scissor kick. So this is +1. Oh, it's +2? Yeah, +2 is fine. +2 is totally fine. But if you do any of the bomb setups, which I think is kind of the point of the character, this knockdown sucks. The medium, +23. Drive rush makes that +12. So you gotta really reach to make this work out. So really, if you get medium into heavy, which I don't know if that works without counter hit. The heavy bomb is good because then you can get meaty heavy punch. Oh shoot. I'm gonna switch from Bison really quick. Like, this is pretty good. And then the next step, the final thing I'll briefly go over, I think, so I saw on Twitter that his OD version, this one explodes sooner than his regular one. What I kind of came up with, you can get this off of lights, right? So if they block from here, oh my goodness. If they block from right here, you can actually get meaty stand heavy kick, which is +3. Right, +3, and that means down medium punch frame traps, and that means Psycho Crusher will frame trap off of the down medium punch, and that's +6. +6, you can get back heavy kick, so you can get this whole sequence, and then be +1, and you get a lot of corner carry. So that'll open them up to do regular parry and stuff like that. So the question is, from here, because it explodes sooner, what next can you do that benefits you? So if we were to really stretch this out a little bit, what would I do? Maybe one of these. I don't know. You just need to do like one more attack to them, and then the bomb is about to explode. There's probably a way to set up the overhead with this. And then like over here, and then like right there, if it's around that spacing. There's some potential there. But the underlying issue for me right now that I'm kind of stuck in training mode with is, why not just do the OD scissor kick instead? That's still pretty good. So the OD scissor kick gives you this heavy punch. All right, one more thing. I got to show you. This is pretty cool. So back heavy kick is +1 on block, but if you do it after heavy punch bomb, it makes it more advantageous. Right. So now it's +7 on hit. So that means you get the down medium punch. You get the down medium punch. That means you get OD, one of those things. And then what you do from here, I don't know. You can just do one of these standard bread and butters. Maybe you can do like some of this. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but you can do all that stuff. But that costs a lot of meter. Usually you don't have enough meter to do this kind of stuff, but it is big damage. But all right, let's move on from Bison. I think he's really, really good. He's just extremely linear. Marissa. It really just depends on how the match goes. She's got weak defense. If they made it so her, what's it called? Phalanx, I think. Her stance. If they made that so you get a guaranteed combo, she would be like up here somewhere. But by default, she's still really good. I mean, she's anywhere from here to here, I think. From here to here. I think all these characters can win tournaments potentially. It's just who's the most difficult to do it with. And I think she's really hard to win tournaments with. That's probably her biggest issue, is a tournament bracket. It's so hard to be correct that many times. Man, that's pretty much it, man. Her command grab doesn't have great Oki. It's got it, but not good one. Not a good one. But her whiff punishes are amazing. If you get a good down medium punch, she just goes ape. She's really good. It's hard to say characters who are on the bottom, who the bottom 5 is. This is probably bottom 4, but these characters are pretty good. Honda, it's hard to find a good Honda player, to be honest. Like one that really knows their stuff and knows when to do what. But that's kind of the problem. When you can't just slam on the buttons and generate offense, which he can't really do that well. He can do it, but not that well. That's what prevents a lot of characters from being consistent, is being able to go dumb conveniently. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about that. The characters that can go dumb at their own, like at any given moment, those are the strongest ones. And E-Honda can't really do that. He's a little bit of a counter punching character, as weird as that sound, and as how that doesn't really match up with how most Hondas play. He's kind of a move second character, which is not the best. Sim, I always felt like should be up here. The way he fits into the mechanics just isn't fast enough. So I always felt, especially in the beginning of the game's life, I thought Sim should be on paper one of the best characters. And I still think he's really good when played correctly. And again, that's a really big problem, is how easy is it for your character to be played your character to be played correctly. And Dhalsim is one of those characters that if you make one of those mistakes, which you have a higher chance of, he gets punished for it severely because he ain't got nothing, man. He got his level 1 sucks, it just beats throws. His level 2 loses to crouch. His level 3 is a big investment and you don't really get anything good off of it. And those are his main issues, I think. If they gave him Oki after level 3, I don't even think that would help too much. Because what's he gonna do, throw you? Like, I mean, he still puts you in. I mean, the fire. He does have Fireball Drive Rush. He does have it, but just not the best. But one of the main reasons I felt that he would be a strong character was that he could attack your drive gauge better than anybody else. But it turns out it's not really that true. Most characters, especially in this top category, they have a way to hit your drive gauge, prevent you from recovering. He does that. It's just not. It's just not as good as everybody else or all the other characters. I don't know what else there really is to say about Dhalsim. He's great. It's just when you look at this tier list, the lower down you go, the less you have of reversals and things like low forward drive rush. You gotta have like a ramp up phase with these characters, and these characters are already ramped up, and that leads perfectly into Jamie. Jamie on paper should be amazing, and when you get to level 4, he really is. He's an incredible character, and he's super fun, and he's got everything: uppercut, dive kick, decent fast normals. Like his 4-frame is okay. Target combo is amazing. Light punch target combo is amazing. They buffed his forward heavy kick. That's probably the biggest buff he got. His level 4 forward heavy kick. You can hit confirm it without counter hit. But the thing is, most of the time when you hit it, it would be a counter hit. So it didn't really change a whole lot. It gave him some better combo routes with level 2. So you can do level 2 off of the forward heavy kick and then do another one. And then it doesn't counter hit, but you don't need it to anymore. So that's a pretty good buff to not have to spend so much meter. He also has the ability to recover drive gauge when he's at drink 4. It's just the process to getting to drink 4. It just takes forever. And I'm still of the belief that if you're playing Jamie and your target is only 1 drink or 2 drinks, then you're not playing a good character. You have to use all parts of him to really make him work. And then you can make it work with 0 drinks, but your path to victory is so much harder than other characters. Which is why I think level 2 is so important to his game plan, so you can bypass having to drink so much. But just a quick advice for Jamie in general is to tend to drink while they're in the corner. Prioritize corner carry. Maybe drink, not play him yet. Maybe drink 1 time in neutral to get the first drink, which gives you dive kick. But most of the time you want to drink is when you have them cornered and you can combo into sweep. And part of the problem with that is you're +3. So +3 is, great. It's your advantage, but you can't walk back and bait throws. So what you got to do to beat throws is the dive kick. Yeah. Or, you frame trap too. Dive kick can beat some reversals also. So it's a pretty good mix up in the corner. When you have at least 1 drink, you're +3, you can dive kick, you can frame trap, you can throw. And the buff to his throw is really great too, the neutral throw. And then you can drink after it. Those are all really important parts that make the character connect better. But oftentimes it's still just too slow. Takes him a while to get started. And he's got some horrifying matchups, really bad matchups. Yeah, it's just the room for error. The room for error is such a defining factor in this game. Is how easy it is to play your character well. And like, you look at Luke and how much effort he's putting in, it just doesn't compare that well. Luke can literally just hit down medium punch and buffer it and then win. If Jamie does that, he's still got a drink. Jamie got low forward drive rush just like a lot of other characters, but if you low forward drive rush at 0 drinks, who cares? Nobody. Yeah. Still the same problem, but I really don't hope they overbuff him. It's really all the other nuttiness in the game that makes it. Like, I would much, I still would prefer if the game's offense got toned down, just as they did, just tone it down a little bit, and you'll see Jamie perform better. He's capable now. I think he can win tournaments. It's just really difficult. Manon! It's hard because there's like 1 and 2 halves that are good Manon. Nah, I mean, I should be fair. Like worldwide, there's probably a handful of good Manons. Most Manons aren't very good. To be a dingling face, most Manons aren't qualified to say that she's the worst character, but it's also still probably true, so it doesn't really matter. She just doesn't have drive rush. She doesn't have a good buffer into drive rush, and thank goodness. Her footsies are good. Her supers are good on their own. Like, you can punish fireballs with her level 2, but it's just not enough. One thing I did notice, there was, I forget what match it was, probably IDOM. Yeah, it was IDOM. IDOM had no super, and I think it was Du had level 3 super going into the last round. And I was like, oh, he's dead. He can't beat Guile. Surely he can't beat Guile with no supers, and he got 3 of them. But IDOM had 5 medals, and that actually factored in quite a bit. That makes up for her lack of tools if you get the command grab. It does so much damage when you have that many medals. So just like Jamie, she has a problem where she can't ramp up. She can't wrap up sometimes fast enough. But if she does get the 5 medals, she's very good. I think 5 medal Manon should be up here somewhere. I wouldn't go up there. But 5 medal Manon is up here somewhere. But your path to get to it, because she has a whack drive rush, I mean, it's not non-existent, but it is whack. That's all it is. She's not very good at Salsa Verde. Her heavy kick's good. I don't think you can get a medal if heavy kick punish counters, right? Maybe you can. But that's a really important piece. Her down medium punch is really good. I think part of her problem is she has to be defensive. She's forced to be defensive because she can't really skip neutral that well. And if you are fending off, it goes back to the idea of convenience. If you're fending off other characters' convenience, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna make a mistake. Everybody, even if you have the convenience yourself, if it's a Luke mirror and they hit their down medium punch before you do, that Luke is gonna be heavily in advantage. But Manon can't. She doesn't have that same power level. But again, I don't think any character is unplayable. If you're like diamond rank or below, none of this really matters that much. I mean, it does, but you can get better as a player and win. It doesn't really matter. For the majority of players, this doesn't matter too much. It's good information. And sure, you can pick one of these characters and maybe get carried by them. But you have a lot. Typically, you just have a lot to work on as a player, and your character doesn't matter. It's just like people think about playing on hitbox or pad or stick. Which one's better? It doesn't really matter. What's most important is you getting better as a player. I can get to master rank on a Google Stadia pad if I wanted to. I got to master with Manon, and I was really bored, so I just stopped. Okay, I think that about wraps it up. Every character is very good. You might as well put like A-. They're really close to. That's the main thing I think that should be expressed is the tier list, whatever it is. It's more condensed than it was last patch, and it was pretty condensed before. And my hope is that they reduce the offense just a pinch, keep dialing it back a little bit, and I think this game will be much better. I don't mind guessing in fighting games, but when you have a game that can force it, and it's really good with low forward drive rush, it's not fun. A lot of matches turn into drive rush, guess the throw, and one more thing, guaranteed DIs are dumb. You deserve it, but that doesn't mean it's cool. It's not sick. It's just, well, you should have planned for that. Yeah, you're right. But this is still boring. Okay, that's it. Like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a nice day.